welcome. The joke is often said that fatherhood is an opinion, motherhood is a fact. Just to mean like the person who gave birth to you is more or less in most cases known. The donor of the Y chromosome or your father can be in dispute from time to time. But beyond the joke about motherhood being a fact, the fact of the that is real. It is real. For a couple of reasons. It is the mother who breastfeeds, and so it's not avoidable or easily something that can be run away from. Mothers are wired a bit more or better, more equipped for certain aspects of nurture, and so it is it is a reality they cannot run away from. However, motherhood has challenges because, like many other things in life, most of the things associated with marriage and child raising are not preceded with an application process or even more a certification process. Somebody said it strongly, both the foolish and the wise get children, get married, raise them. And for the benefit of the children, maybe we need to begin having certification. But more importantly, there's no pre-prep in many cases for people walking into motherhood. The stories we've heard about mothers breaking down, crying when their children cry because this is just not what they expected, or it's not panning out the way they do. And for some strange reason, the bond between, say, the mother and the child does not end just from, childbirth. It persists all through life. I remember hearing my grandmother then praying for my father, and still referring to my father as a child. Very confusing when you're the child in the house, hearing your father being referred to as a child. But it just tells you that aspect of motherhood never left my grandmother, who is praying for my father. And back then, my grandmother was in her 80s, going into her 90s when she was praying for that. But fast forward to modern times, and the joys and the challenges of motherhood are way, way more right now. For instance, we're having a real big challenge with single motherhood. Mothers having to now play both the role of being father and mother within their homes. We will not at this point belabor the circumstances leading to that, but we do know, and the social observers and the statisticians are telling us it is a concern that at this point in history, we have perhaps the highest number of single mothers that we have had, and it is a unique challenge. I've had the unique privilege of speaking to quite a number of single mothers, and despite all appearances externally, internally, it is very demanding. And then there is being the mother who, being a mother at a time of trying to balance it out with your professional aspirations, and something often feels like it gotta give. And this is made worse in a world where being a stay-at-home mother is given bad press or bad rapport, or looks like or feels like selling out or selling yourself. And the whole idea of the perks and the promise and the pain of being a mother need to be rethought in that regard. Furthermore, the influences that we had originally as Africans, and the support system to raise our children, which we used to call the village, a shared sense of values and a shared sense of responsibility, and the hedges of protection that came with that no longer seem to be present. We're living a bit more urban, and the influences external from our culture, especially from the West, seem to push modern day mothers to the point where they are now doubling up not only as nurturer, but they also need to serve the role as protector and helping to filter out the voices that are pummeling against their children. So, will the mother subsume her entire life to merely serve the role of being mother, or will she be also able to have time to become mother and CEO and friend and confidant and aunt and cousin and all of those other roles she has to play. This is unique at this particular moment. And rather than suffer quietly, we need to step up and begin to have this authentic conversation. For today, we need to speak about what it truly means to be a mother and to speak about the pain, but also the promise, the pay, as well as the prize of being a mother. This is authentic conversation to you. Back to you in studio.
Na last week mlikuwa mnaona nitafanya hii kazi yote. Haya. Anyway, thank you, Saya, for as usual breaking it down for us, and the opening remarks are always welcome and they're beautiful. So my question, to kick off, what's motherhood and what's the difference between motherhood and mothering? I have tried and I can't get the difference.